Good morning and welcome. It's 9 a.m. and I call this January 24th, 2017 meeting of the Santa Barbara County Board of Supervisors to order here in the Santa Barbara County hearing room. And Mr. Allen, will you call the roll?
Mr. Lavanino?
Here.
Mr. Williams? Here. Ms. Wolf?
Here.
The record will note that Supervisor Adam is absent today, and Ms. Hartman.
Here. Please stand for the pledge. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we have to approve the minutes of January 17th, 2017. Is there a motion to approve? So moved. A second? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The minutes stand approved. Now we have the CEO's report. Ms. Miyasato?
Thank you, Chair Hartman. I have two reports this morning. The first one is actually happy news in recognition of one of our department heads. I'm proud to announce that our County Planning and Development Director, Glenn Russell, has been honored with the prestigious Circle of Service Award for his work on behalf of the California State Association of Counties. And here today to present the award is Kara Martinson from CSAC, the legislative rep in the area of agriculture, environment, and natural resources. Specifically, Glenn is being recognized for his valuable and ongoing contribution and technical expertise to CSAC over several years in the areas of tribal cultural resources and intergovernmental land use contributions. With that, I'd like to welcome Kara to Santa Barbara and have her give the award.
Good morning. Very happy to be here. Again, my name is Kara Martinson, and I'm a legislative representative with the California State Association of Counties, CSAC, and I'm especially pleased to be here today to recognize one of your own, Glenn Russell, your Director of Planning and Development. As my executive director, Matt Kay, always says, CSAC is your organization. It belongs to the counties, and we really wouldn't be able to do the work that we do in Sacramento were it not for you, your dedicated staff, and really the participation of the supervisors across the state. So first, thank you to the board for engaging with us at CSAC and really allowing your staff to spend their time with us to lend their expertise and their knowledge on a variety of issues. It really is the type of information that's very persuasive in the Capitol, hearing those local stories and those local conditions, and it really makes us more effective at the job that we do. So thank you very much. Also, just want to say that we hope to be a resource to you. So please, at any time, if you do have a question on a policy issue, we have a team of lobbyists that work on all issues that counties work on. We like to be a policy expert in our field, so please call us at any time and reach out, and we'd be happy to help. So CSAC hands out a limited number of Circle of Service Awards every year to dedicated individuals that really go above and beyond the call of duty, dedicating their time, not only on behalf of their own communities and jurisdictions, but on statewide policy issues. So Mr. Russell here is really one of those shining examples of staff that really go above and beyond the call of duty. And he really helped CSAC advance our primary mission, particularly over the past few years, and that's advocating within the legislature on policy issues, and in this particular case on tribal cultural resource issues and intergovernmental land use consultations. Really from the get-go of the introduction of AB 52, a really pivotal piece of legislation that established relationships and processes for tribes to engage in CEQA. Mr. Russell was there providing his technical expertise and knowledge, and so that we were able to negotiate amendments with the author to come to sort of a resolution on a piece of legislation that was workable for counties, but really achieved the best outcomes possible. In addition, he provided comments and input at the Governor's Office of Planning and Research, OPR, as implementation moved forward. So really his commitment and dedication didn't end with the signing of the bill. He took time out of his schedule to come up to Sacramento and to teach courses for other supervisors, staff, and county councils on this issue, and helped prepare materials so that folks can better understand the implementation of this bill. Finally, he was a speaker also at one of our classes most recently. He also, in the past, has participated in our CEQA working group, and his experience and dedication really to counties really goes on and on. I could stand here for a long time and explain it, but we are just very pleased to have staff like this participate in CSAC and the dedication of your county, and sincerely appreciate it. So on behalf of my boss, Matt Kate, and the CSAC Board of Directors, we're very pleased to present this 2016 Circle of Service Award to Mr. Glenn Russell.
Thank you, Kara. This was very unexpected and very much appreciated. Just very briefly, I think it might be interesting to say a few comments about how I ended up here doing this. I started working with Native Americans in the 1970s when I was a graduate student at UCLA doing archaeological research, and I started working in Santa Barbara and Ventura counties doing archaeology and working with Native American monitors, people like Juanita Centeno and others. And after I got my PhD at UCLA, I then continued to do archaeology in Orange County and Ventura, Santa Barbara County. But I became the curator of archaeology for the museum at UCLA. And then I had the responsibility of doing the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act inventory, which needed to be sent off to Washington. And that involved extensive consultation with all of the local groups in Southern California, as well as groups, Native American tribes farther afield in the Southwest, even as far away as Hawaii. So that's when I first began to really do hardcore consultation and learned what that really was all about. Then in 1998, I became a planner in San Diego County. And of course, because of my past experiences, they looked to me to be the person to interact with the tribes on planning projects. And I did that. I worked a lot with the Luiseno and Kumeyaay tribes down there, established good working relationships, and then I came here. And so working once again, with the Chumash, and it's always challenging, but ultimately very rewarding to work with Native American tribes. AB 52 was just mentioned. So now we are doing AB 52 consultation, which is real consultation with the tribes over planning projects, and that's in place now. So anybody in the county who's issuing NDs or EIRs has to at least offer the possibility of AB 52 consultation. And then just to let you know a little bit about what else will be coming, I've rewritten the county CEQA thresholds on cultural resources. It's still an internal draft, but soon we will begin a public outreach effort, which will include local archaeological and other historians, as well as the tribes. So I look forward to doing that, and once again, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Russell. We're very proud, and I just wanted to say a word about CSAC. Supervisor Williams and I attended CSAC new supervisor training and had an opportunity to see what a professional organization it is and the influence it has throughout California in sharing information and educating people about the best standards for county government. So thank you.
Thank you, Chair Hartman and board members. For our second CO report today, I've asked, given the storm activity this weekend, our Director of the Office of Emergency Services, Rob Lewin, and our Fire Chief, Eric Peterson, to give you just a brief update.
Thank you, Ms. Miyasato, and Chair and Board. We are going to give you a brief presentation, and out of respect for time that you have, we've given you an action plan on the dais that you can see the work that we did during the storm in the Emergency Operations Center. The chief and I don't speak just on behalf of the OEM and the fire department. We're just representatives of the entire effort that was put out by all the agencies, both within our jurisdiction and within all the other jurisdictions within the county, or as we refer to as the operational area. Also with us today, of course, is the Director of Public Works and the Deputy Director, as well as the Director of Planning and Development, if you have any questions for them. What I'd like to do is just quickly go through a couple of informational bullets and then show some photos that will demonstrate the magnitude of the storm that we just went through. Please keep in mind that it is January. There's plenty of winter left as we go through this. The storm totals that were taken over the last 7 days, you can see from El Capitan, which of course is where a lot of destruction occurred, and as well as Gibraltar, which of course we're all keeping our eye on because of the drought. The Emergency Operations Center was activated on January 20th after the El Capitan debris flow occurred. And, during the time of the activation, we issued 10 emergency alerts using the Everbridge system. This has proven to be a very valuable tool to us, and it was used at all different tiers, as we refer to in the types of alerts that we sent out, everything from just a simple email all the way to actually using for the first time with this tool a WIA alert, which means we sent out an alert that woke up everybody's telephones, and many of you or all of you probably experienced that. That's a very important tool in our toolbox to be able to get the word out quickly when we're doing things that are important for the